Good afternoon. According to the CDC, childhood obesity has more than tripled in adolescents in the last 30 years. In 2010, 1 in 3 adolescents were considered either overweight or obese. If current trends continue, by 2025, that rate will have risen to nearly 1 in 2 adolescents and children who are considered either overweight or obese. It's important to stop the rise of this trend, as it has implications for the future health and well-being of the population of this country. As a nurse, I've seen firsthand this increase in obesity. I've also witnessed the adverse health effects caused by this disturbing trend and its increase on morbidity and mortality. According to the CDC at cdc.gov, childhood obesity is increasing rapidly, with no signs of this trend slowing or reversing anytime soon. This is caused by many factors, but one of these is the increased intake of high-calorie, low-nutritional content foods and beverages like soda. Sodas are generally readily available in schools, and until recently, schools supported this as an additional revenue source. However, as pressure increased on schools by well-meaning members of the community, many schools now ban the sale of sodas and other sugary drinks from being sold, and they also even sometimes ban consumption on school grounds. This problem of rising obesity has profound effects. According to Tabor et al. At Pbeatty.jamanetwork.com, this has led to an increase in diseases previously only seen in adult populations, like high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, cholecystitis, which is an inflammation of the gallbladder. These are things that are now being diagnosed in adolescents and sometimes even in children. Obesity also increases disability, which in turn has economic effects on production output, which is just another factor that contributes to the economic effects of obesity, in addition to treating the diseases themselves. In desperation to help, some schools have banned soda. However, according to O'Connor at NewYorkTimes.com, a comprehensive study of the effects of banning soda has shown that it does not decrease the overall consumption of soda. What this study found was that students at the schools where soda was banned simply increased their soda intake while not at school. So when they did this study, they took a control group, schools where soda was not banned, and they looked at their overall soda consumption. Then they took schools where soda was banned and they looked at their overall soda consumption. And what they found was that while obviously kids at schools where soda was banned weren't consuming it at school, they simply increased their intake of soda while not at school. So the net effect of banning soda was no increase or decrease in soda consumption among teens and adolescents. There are methods that have been shown to work, such as increasing time at school for physical activity. Again, according to the CDC, an hour of physical activity a day has been proven to decrease obesity rates. And what I have here is a map that was provided by the Data Resource Center for Child and Adolescent Health. And this map shows the amount of physical activity that children engage in. And they've graded them with a letter grade, like a grade card, A, B, C, D, or F. The dark green are the A's, the the states with the most activity. The light green is next, followed by the yellow, then the gold, then the red, where it gets the F. And although it's not an exact match, there are some surprises. What you find, and what all studies have shown, is the increase in physical activity, you'll find lower obesity rates amongst children and adolescents. I think it's also important to note that this is a multi-pronged problem. The roots of this problem have a lot of different causes, and it's just really important that we are creative and that we attack this problem with a lot of different creative solutions. I also think it's important to point out that it was not unreasonable for people to think that banning sodas in schools would help with the obesity epidemic. It sounds on its surface like it makes a lot of sense. If you take away access to sodas and other sugary drinks, kids will drink less of that. I also believe that the proponents of this were very well intentioned. However, we now know that it doesn't work. That despite the seemingly rational approach to this, actually doesn't work. And so it is useless to continue spending time and money and resources on banning sodas, policing schools to see if they're meeting these requirements, etc. It also deprives schools of resources that they could be using for things that have been proven to work. For instance, the revenue that comes from selling soda could be used toward new gym equipment or programs that help do things like increase physical activity. It also could be used toward things like offering more nutritious choices in the cafeteria. As most of you probably already know, cheaper foods tend to be more carbohydrate and calorie laden, and more nutritious foods like fresh fruits and vegetables tend to be more expensive. It's just time to admit that this ban doesn't work, and we need to focus on proven courses of action. Also, when soda no longer becomes forbidden, in conjunction with offering things that teenagers and adolescents tend to like to drink, like flavored sparkling water, I think that soda may naturally lose some of its appeal to this age group. I hope that you've all learned a little bit about this problem that affects us all. It has a lot of far-reaching consequences for us in the future, including economic drivers like cost of health care and disability. Banning sodas from schools does not reduce overall consumption and only takes away resources like time and money from courses of action that we've proven have worked. And it's my hope that you all become a little more involved in some of the decisions being made at your local schools, because the health of the next generation really depends on that. Thank you.